Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. And of course, it's time for the midweek fix. We have a full quarter today. Apologies for being late. There was all sorts of madness going down.
A lot of madness.
Yeah, there was a lot of madness, wasn't there? I won't share with you. Just seeing the worst, my eyes need to have bleach poured in them now after what I've just seen, to be fair.
Lewis was showing us some questionable imagery there. That's all I'm saying. You know, questionable photos, man.
JT didn't need to show any imagery. He just starts every day.
I'm just sexy. Yeah, my face is enough.
Man. Yeah, there you go, man. That's it. You did it yourself.
Because I look like an ass. I get it. Yeah.
Lewis, we haven't seen you last week. How have you been, bro? Update us. What's going down?
I'm all right. I just didn't feel up to it last week. Just felt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, you should have let us know, man.
I did, man. Did I not?
You said you weren't coming. You didn't say why.
Was that? I don't know. I've used so many excuses at this point. I've lost don't know if it was that week or that.
So there's not a lot of legitimacy in that reason.
I was ill last week, but now
I'm happy to have you here, man. A lot of people seem to think I hate you for some reason, but no, man.
Why?
Good to have you here.
Why?
I don't know. Every time I'm always getting like comments on my stream like, "Oh, why do you and Lewis hate each other?" Da, 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 da. Why do you beef each other?
I don't hate JT. JT just hates me because I'm always right.
Oh, yeah. It's because you're too wham.
Do you know what, though, right? I remember when Lewis liked to create this faux rivalry between me and Connor, to be fair. So it's nice that he's getting a taste of his own medicine, to be fair.
This is my guy. This is my guy.
Man.
It was just there.
It was in the air, man. I just called you out on it. I just made people aware of it. I didn't create anything. So maybe there is something between me and JT, and the people are just calling us out on it. You know, you never know, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
We do always have them little debates. Nah. Jokes aside, we're sound. It's just we have a difference of opinion, and it makes for good.
No, it's good fun.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, I think 95% of the Leeds United fan base have a difference of opinion on with JT when it comes to one specific player.
I don't know what you mean, man. Yeah, a bunch of frauds out there. You know, actually, they were writing articles about you again, you know, about how you're slagging off my boy Furpo. Not having any of it, man. They're like, oh, top notorious journalist Joe Wayman goes off about how we need to sign Charlie Taylor.
Well, I would take him, though, man. I would take him.
Yeah. And then they proceed to talk about how you were criticizing Furpo. Couldn't believe my eyes, man. Disgraceful.
I'm sorry. Max, how's things, mate? You just sit there quietly, patiently waiting. How are you doing, mate?
I just listen to the drama. Just listen to it all unfold and then get into the footy. You what?
Takes a back seat and then just comes in.
I do. I just
isn't that your job?
Watching it all go down.
It is now.
As the little kid of the situation, isn't that your job to take the back
seat?
They're the big boys in the front.
Wow.
It's actually weird, you know, because you're like probably the oldest YouTuber in the Leeds space, aren't you? You were the first, but you're the youngest.
Yeah.
I'd imagine so.
It's weird when you put it like that, but yeah.
So
what you're saying
is, what you like, bro? Like, what's
bro? It's always like this, man. It's a bit of Chanel, Ibn al-Khara.
So what JT's saying
instead of wasting your time on making little flashy, why don't you get a proper light?
And little.
What do you mean? I have a proper light. Thank you very much. It's just the wire's all messed up.
My bad. What was that thing you showed the other day? That little.
Oh, the stinger transition, mate. It's just part of the business, isn't it? You know what I mean? Man. If you know, you know.
It's an extra hour's rendering. That's what that is.
Oh, really?
No, it is PC, probably.
What are you trying to say, huh? What are you trying to say? Just because I'm a Windows kid, just because I don't use some trash ass Mac.
I'm trying to say
some mac and cheese.
Take 4 hours to render a video.
Oh, maybe on a mac and cheese. Not if you're like an intelligent man like me and Max, and you get a nice Windows machine. You know, Bill Gates all the way.
4 hours rendering. Anyway. But no, what JT's saying is, yes, I am the youngest here, but I have done YouTube the longest, which means these
and he
man
looks the oldest.
Copied me, man. Everyone here has seen this kid. It's like, couple thousand views was
Rise to the
nice.
top.
No. To be fair, I don't consider I've done YouTube properly. Like, I don't do YouTube properly now, but like in terms of actually trying to make respectable content, I think I've only been doing that about 3 years. Everything before that, I just kind of considered gash. To be fair, like I just look back, it's just I was a kid just posting videos as kids do, like plenty of kids do.
Well, that's how everyone gets into YouTube at first, isn't it?
Of course, man. Like, and if it wouldn't have taken off, I probably wouldn't be doing it now. I'd probably still be in media, but not.
Although speaking of respectable content, what about this new show you're planning? Want to get that out there for people to know?
What
you put it on Twitter, but yeah.
Oh man, I've been
get the people
trying to
a
do
little
that.
teaser.
I've been trying. Well, obviously, the first game show I did with a chase, with Joe, Oscar, Rob, Mickey, and Stats. And that.
Who got the furthest in that?
Ooh, I think it might have been Joe Wayman.
Yeah. And who?
Yeah, but you didn't really know anything, did you, Joe?
No.
You call yourself a lead. You call yourself a journalist, but you
Who won the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Lewis?
I think it might have been Joe Wayman. Although I am going to call
just
Joe Wayman out.
I thought it was some clueless guy.
And just say that on the chase, Joe Wayman didn't understand what MOT stood for. So this is. But it did get some difficult questions.
I was the first person up, I think. I was pressured under the lights and it just flew at me and I went,
under the light.
All leads our way? I just didn't know.
Oh, man.
You didn't think it was what you take your car in for then?
Yeah, exactly, mate. I panicked. But then after because I spoke to Connor about this, them game shows, there is a lot riding on it if you are a content creator, because if you do terrible, then you are going to get dug out for it regardless. Like, you know what?
I don't think there is, man. It's not that deep. It's
really not that deep. It's not, but to people it is.
Yeah. I mean, you can get dug out when you've won the bloody things and you still manage to get dug out. So imagine if I didn't even get any right.
Yeah, but you're a journalist. That's different.
Not letting that go. He's not letting that go.
No, he's not. Just a quick super chat from Christopher Junction. He said, survey on Furpo, please, Joe, put it to bed. I have put a survey out there. It is Furpo Gash or Furpo more Gash. So we'll see.
Oh, well, that's disgraceful. What is that? That's not a debate, is it? Is he rhythm or is he gash?
I've been trying to sort that for like half a year, but the good thing is
Furpo?
No, the chase thing, but the game shows just like they've had a.
But you couldn't catch him.
The leg, mate. Pretty much.
You get it because the chase,
I get it, man,
chasing, you meant to laugh, man. Come on,
I can't sort the cast. The graphics and everything's sorted. I can't sort the cast. So till that's sorted,
this needs to be sorted. Man.
Everyone in here at Jermaine Beckford and get him on. Everyone out here at Bex.
He ain't out in Bex, but he ain't answering the DM. So that's probably put to bed.
Do you know when I did
but
you know when I did the Yorkshire Free Peaks, with All Leeds TV with some, so Beckford was on it, Tony DeRigo, etc. These are people you follow and stuff, and I, it might not seem it, but I get a little bit shy or a little bit anxious about just going up to people and being a bit, so I didn't really do that. So I thought, do you know what? I'll catch them on the climb, mate. You couldn't see them for dust. These ex-pros, right? They did it in like 10 hours. They were just off. Like, I was thinking, we'll just leisurely do it and I'll be able to like catch them and have a chat there. And they just went, boof. You never lose it. I think they did it in 10 hours, which was impressive. Yeah.
Actually, there's quite a thing with ex-pros that they actually struggle, some of them, to keep themselves fit after, because they used to like their job is getting themselves fit and in shape, and like Gary Neville has spoken about it in the past and stuff.
Where they do the same thing, the same time every single day, and most of it's done for them. Like on the Peter Crouch podcast, he talks about how even to the point where his underwear would be laid out for him for training and shit. Like they would just put everything out for him, like everything. So when they then leave and they've got no structure, they're just like, oh well, what do I do now? I'm in control of my own diet. I'm in control of everything. So that's why you see cases like that.
Especially now, like the difference between now and 2008, will be ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Beckford were, we'd probably say in his own prime. I'd say.
Well, especially as well.
When was his prime? Was his prime at Leeds?
Yeah, I'd say 9, 10, 08, 09 or 9.
Where did he go after that? It was like Everton,
and then he went down to
Leicester.
To be fair, a few people would probably say Everton prime. To be fair, because it.
I mean, it was right after, but he didn't make as much of an impact as in the place where his legacy
he had that
is
goal
held
against Chelsea, didn't it? But
that's what I mean. Like, people at Everton aren't going to be like banging on about Beckford, but
to be fair, but in his own eyes, his own prime would probably be Premier League football.
Oh yeah.
He's gone from non-league to Premier League,
which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
It's good that he still rates Leeds as his best team and his team he chooses to support. He says we when he's on Sky Sports, doesn't he? No, I think we didn't play as well as we could have done today, and it's like,
well, that's like where he's remembered the most fondly. Like if you're talking about, I mean, you could say club legend, arguably.
Preston probably.
And he picks up a fat check from the club as well. So I suppose there's that as well.
And this is coming from ITK. He's in the know.
To be fair, like on Talk Sport, before time they'll say to him, like they'll wind him up and they'll say to him, like, we know you need to be PC. We know you can't say what you feel and all this. And it's true to an extent. Like if you're representing the club, you can't say much against. So it's just one of them. But I don't know. I've spoken to him before a few times. He's a
such a nice guy.
He's a nice bloke, but like literally out at blue. I don't know. Last week he followed me, so I was like, right, opportunity. But if he's seen it and it's not something he wants to do, if he hasn't seen it, whatever, that's fine. But
it's like when he saw me follow him.
I'd rather him just
say in there.
I'd rather him just reply like, oh, not for me, or can't do it to or whatever. But it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna.
No, I think he would want to. To be fair, I just don't know if he'd be allowed to.
That's another thing as well. You've got to remember. Right. Let's talk some current Leeds.
Yeah, I feel like people are probably doing their nutting up.
Nah, man. Listen, we've got some great numbers. Over 400 people in the house, so that's amazing. Before we do discuss all the hottest topics, while I've got so many here in your attention, like this video, but also go subscribe to each of the lads' channels. Their channels are in the title of this video, so check out JT, check out Max, and check out LUFC Lewis as well. Lou Dog. They are there. So do that while I've got you all here, please.
Loose Lewis.
Yeah, because they're smashing out the content. So make sure you go and subscribe.
Especially Lewis. You can't stop him from uploading.
Lewis is at a stage where he can wake up and go, just another 1 million views over the last 24 hours.
Mate, he just does cameo appearances. That's what Lewis does.
You know what I mean? I'm there popping 5 videos out a day. Lewis like, another 500,000 in the bank there.
I'm looking at Joe's channel thinking, I remember when I was there. You'll get to this point one day. Nah, to be fair, like it's just, I genuinely like I am lazy. Like your work rate.
Your age,
maybe, yeah, but your.
Whoa, what are you trying to say, huh? I'm the same age.
Nah, but I didn't know that. I thought you were older.
I'm like a few months older than him. 5 months. When's your birthday?
How old are you, JT?
21.
You're 21.
Yeah, how old did you think I was, man?
I genuinely thought you were like 24, 25.
Yeah,
25.
No, seriously.
This beard still. I might have to shave.
This looks really bad to everyone watching. Like we don't even know each other's age.
I know all of your ages actually.
Go on then.
Go on.
Your
date of birth as well.
Lewis is 21 February. I'm 21 September. Max is 25. 25, I'm going to say. And Joe is 21.
Nah, go on. How old am I, though?
21.
Nah,
I think you're 35, but 21. You look 21.
I'm 24.
You are 24. See, I told you, man. What can I say? Oh, come on. 1 year, Schmear. You guys saw I was 25.
You've done well. I can't believe you're 21 though, bro. I need to check that first.
You and Max look the same. Like you
same
and Max
age.
look
Yeah.
the same age.
You do. I looked like I was 15 until I got
offence to that, Max. He took offence.
No, I took offence. I'm 25. Not that we look the same.
You what?
No.
How old and haggard am I, JT?
Not like that. Don't be doing that. No, as in I don't look 25, brother.
No, I thought you were, but no.
That's a violation right there.
Violation. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
It's class.
Can't believe this.
Actually, I can't believe you're.
I'm at uni, man.
Bro, I'm at uni.
That's true. That's also true. Nah, it's just like I am in terms of consistency. I am lazy because I can't just wake up and think, right, what video can I make today? Whereas you can, because it's just right. You just whatever's going on, like, all right, Raphinha, this and that, blah 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 blah. Video. I've got an opinion on something. I just tweet it. Like that's where all my thoughts go. So video wise, it's just once in a blue moon type thing, and then I get offered what I consider YouTube a hobby, and then actual work outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
And then he gets offered brand deals just left, right, and centre.
And then sponsorships and stuff are nice on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One
the thing is with Lewis
tap,
as well, right? Whenever we've had conversations over WhatsApp, you can tell he's pure young as well, because sometimes he'll reply to me at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I get up and I'm in the middle of the day. Why is he not replying? And then I get replies in the early hours because the guy's vampire vibes. Then when
I sorted my sleeping pattern out. To be fair, I'm all right at the moment. Yeah,
good.
I thought JT was 30. You cheeky bugger, man.
Lee Baird says, any Leeds news? Okay, we'll get to it, mate. Let's start first of all.
Fair point.
Yeah, fair point. Guys, opinions on...
Fair point.
Fair point, man. Don't do this. I'll come to you, Max, first of all. The bid coming in from Arsenal. Thoughts, feelings?
Pennies. Absolute pennies. Got what they paid for Nicolas Pepe. Lewis did a tweet earlier, didn't you? The amount
I was livid. I was fuming. I was like, nah.
Yeah, you look absolutely seething, mate.
Nah, I was not.
It's not enough, is it? They're going to try and lowball, aren't they? That's just how bidding works, isn't it? We'll then say, no, we want 75 million, and we probably meet somewhere in the middle around 60 million. So it's going to go back and forth. But I don't think, why would Raphinha want to go there when he's got options where he could go and play Champions League football?
Yeah.
I can't, even if the bid got accepted, I don't think he would want to do that.
Yeah.
Particularly. He'd have to.
Do you not think, though, Max, that they'll have had conversations with Deco and Raphinha before a bid's gone in? Otherwise, what's the point?
Edu's meant to be good friends with him.
Because
Edu's meant to be good friends with him now.
Yeah, but then I don't know if that's always the case, because when West Ham put that bid in January, which obviously
they didn't officially put a bid. I think that was more to appease their fans. We're trying to do something, whereas this has been an actual bid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it's not to say that any club can't just bid for him. It
may as well not have been an actual bid because it lasted all of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
What was the point? Then I can't wrap my head around them actually making the bid. They'll have known it was never going to get. What is it? Just a base point of negotiations. You knew the valuation, so why make a bid that's 15 million below it?
But the good thing is, if multiple clubs though do come in and bid, it starts a bidding war. Yeah. Because Spurs will come in and they'll say, we want 50 million. We'll pay 50 million or whatever. And then Leeds say, no, we still don't think that's enough. Then Arsenal come back and Leeds will say, well, Spurs offered us 50 million and that wasn't enough. So you'll have to do better than that. And then obviously, especially if it is Arsenal and Spurs, there might be a bit of an ego thing.
Should just lie. We should just
send we ask for Pepe in return?
No.
He's class. He's world class. Dead.
Is he?
He's world class at
world class
in Alioski.
Yeah, his professionalism is a bit questionable. You know, I've heard a lot of people talking about him, spotting him going into Chinese restaurants before like big games and stuff. But
explain to me in 3 Premier League seasons what you've seen from him that determines his world class status.
Dribbling, poise, composure.
He's sitting on the bench.
On his day, I mean, did you see that FA Cup final against Chelsea where he absolutely took him to the cleaners?
Bro, I'm not letting you do this.
Scored a world-class goal.
I am not letting you try and get us into a debate over whether Pepe is class. The guy is dead and a £72 million flop and will be sold this summer by Arsenal.
For at least 2 quarters less than the bottom.
Yeah. You can't.
They're still paying him
off. 80 games, 16 goals, and 9 assists for a £72 million signing. In comparison, that's 3 seasons. Raphinha,
yeah, look,
seasons,
like I said, he has. Oh no, I'm not saying he's as good as Raphinha.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, all right, then. So why would we then go? All right, you can have Raphinha. We'll take 20 million on Pepe.
I didn't say 20 million.
Well, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say then? 40 million.
50 million in Pepe. 50 million in Pepe.
Pepe.
I think he should go for more. I think there's an English tax that has to be paid.
70 million, right, and spend that on a new signing, then have 50 million and Pepe.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think even I said on Twitter last night. I think even the 55 million valuation is low.
Yes,
for Raphinha, absolutely, man.
He's a Brazil international, World Cup round corner. He's got what, 4th or 5th, like highest goal contributions this season or across something like that. It's high anyway.
Lewis, he's the best player. He is the best player outside the top 6 for me.
Mate, he's playing in a relegation-bound team this season, and he got 15 goal contributions. That's unbelievable. Like,
he walks into any side in England.
Imagine we had a finisher this season. The assists that he got.
He doesn't walk into any side in England.
What side does he not?
Liverpool.
I think
he doesn't walk into Liverpool side. I think he does. I think he would. Absolutely, he would.
Salah, Diaz, Jota. He doesn't walk in there.
Oh, okay. Well, he certainly. I think he gets in.
He gets games, but he doesn't walk into the first team.
No. I think he gets plenty of games, and Salah ain't there much longer.
I think he gets just as much as Diaz would. If not more.
Next season, I don't.
Liverpool, right? If
could you imagine Salah, Diaz, and Raphinha in a front 3? I know
Connor made a good point earlier. I was watching Connor, and he said, "If Mahrez wasn't at City had been for him. He's that good. I believe he is that good."
It's one of those where you don't look at any one team and think he couldn't play for them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We're not saying that he starts for every team, but we're saying
he's also probably the type of player who would play so much better with better players around him as well.
Exactly.
Like, we've seen what he's done for Leeds in a team that nearly got relegated.
Yeah.
And so then you put him in a team, like, it's probably the same with if Kalvin goes to City. Like, if you put him in that team, he just looks so much more assured because well, it's the same thing as like goalkeepers as well, isn't it? You put a goalkeeper in Man City's team or Liverpool, they face a quarter of the shots than they would do.
It's a bit different. A goalkeeper's a funny one though, because it's actually harder. Because everyone looks at like goalkeepers on the bottom half of the table and they think, oh, they're sick because they have to save so many shots. But the actual difficulty is playing in a team where you barely have anything to save and you have to keep your concentration for that like split moment where you have something to save. Goalkeeper's a bit funny, but no, I do know what you mean. Like, playing with better players will raise you. But on Raphinha, there's a question I want to ask you guys, and it's kind of a debate that I've been having with a lot of people recently. Would you take 10 to 15 million less for him to go to Barca than for him to go to Arsenal, Tottenham? If I said 55 million and he goes to Barca, or 65 million and he goes to Arsenal, or 60/65. I take the 55 to Barca.
The reason I would take the 65 is because, look, we've already signed 2 players for £10 million each this season. So that extra £10 million will make a massive difference.
I could tell you.
No, I don't want to sell him to a rival. Why don't I want to sell him to a rival?
I could tell you what.
There should be an English tax. There should be a tax selling them to a rival. You don't want to look. I know it sounds funny saying, "Oh, Leeds were in the relegation." So okay, no, look. All right, well, let me tell you why they are. Because I know it sounds funny. Look, they almost got top 4.
17th, man.
I know. Let me say my goddamn point. Because I'm not talking about immediacy, but everything the club have fed us with us going up. About how they're going to rejuvenate everything. We're talking 60,000 seater stadium. We're talking rejuvenate the squad. We're talking get Leeds back to where they should be, which is fighting for European positions within 3 to 5 years. Within that 3 to 5 years, he is going to no doubt be a rival. He is going to be playing for a side that is playing against us next year. He is going to be going against us. There should at least be an extra 5 to 10 million pounds that they have to pay as opposed to a foreign club. Whether you mean that goes up to 75 million and then Barca you'd accept 65 million. Either way, I think they have to pay a little bit of a premium because they're in the same league.
But you can't tell me if someone said there's 65, 55, you genuinely would say, okay, go to Barca and lose 10 million on it.
Yes,
you would do that. Why?
Yeah, because it would not just from the competition, but as a fan as well to see him play for another English club. It would hurt me.
That might fund an extra transfer.
Why. Yeah, I get why you would.
Like, I've worshipped this guy, and then to hear Arsenal fans like giving it large about how good he is. I live in London, man. Half of my mates are flipping Arsenal fans.
Yeah, but that's not Leeds, is it? You know what I mean?
We've worshipped plenty of players. They all move on, man.
I know, but still, I think there should be a premium that has to be paid if they go to
JT, I'll ask you this question, yeah? If he goes to Arsenal, for me, and I assume, I understand what you're saying because you live in that situation. It's like when I first moved in the Northeast, specifically Borough, they all believed there's a rivalry, and I was like, genuinely, and they're going, don't lie, you haters, and I was going, no, honestly, I didn't know there was a rivalry. But, like, I understand why you're saying that down there, but for me, if he goes Arsenal, I can still enjoy him. If he goes Liverpool, still enjoy him. City, still enjoy him. As long as I don't see him pull on a Chelsea shirt at Man United, then I'm not fussed where he goes. For me personally, if he goes to Chelsea, I'm not going to enjoy him. He'll get stick at the game. He'll tear us a new one. He'll celebrate because he's that type of player because we've been giving him sticks. He's wearing a Chelsea shirt, and then the Raphinha love affair for Leeds United fans will be done, and I don't want that.
I think the Raphinha love affair is done if he goes to any English club, even if he went to Leicester or West Ham. I'm not saying because I don't have a rivalry. I don't care about Leicester. If he went to Leicester right now, that would still cut me open because he's going to another English club. Plus, he's going to a club, if he leaves to go and play for one of the elite teams in the world, you're talking to Barcelona, PSG, even if it be a Man City or Liverpool, then I can kind of be like, okay, he's going to play at the top level. For him to go to play for a team who are just trying to get into the top 4 and are playing 5th or 6th, you're talking to Tottenham or an Arsenal, then it hurts.
Firstly, Barca.
I know we're not on their level right now. I'm not saying we are. But...
Barca in an elite team. Elite, world elite. No, they're not.
No, as a club they are. No, yeah, if you're looking at a squad now. Okay, yeah, but they will be there within a few years.
Players.
They're going to sign Lewandowski in the summer. They're going to also try and go in for Raphinha.
With what money?
They've just raised 650 million euros. Yeah. They sold their contract licensing thing to raise 650 million euros for
the hot take. If he don't go Barca, he don't go nowhere. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it is.
The thing is, at Leeds, he knows that he gets in the first team week in, week out, and he knows that it's worked for him at Leeds. The fans get behind him. It's a good club. I think for his chances of getting to the World Cup, it's more likely that he would choose to stay at Leeds than make an almost, let's say, a 45-degree step, like not a step upwards and not a sideways step, but that Europa League sort of place when eventually he's a Champions League worthy player.
Yeah.
And so does he make that move and then hope for another move after that? Or does he stay at Leeds, have a brilliant World Cup and then make that
I think
Galactico move?
If you don't get that Barca move this window, I think he stays through the World Cup and quite possibly leaves in January. Which,
have you not heard
depending on where we are, what you say?
Have you not heard about the news that he's apparently pushing for a move and he doesn't care where it is?
I've not seen that, bro.
I can't imagine. He's such a passionate person that I can't imagine him not caring about where it is.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, though, I do see him as a very how old is he now? What, 24,
25, 26?
25, right. So I imagine him as a very much 6-year plan kind of player, stepping stone player. I always thought we were a stepping stone for him. Now, Arsenal, right, as much as in my head, maybe it's just because of recent years with Arsenal, but I just view Arsenal as just a mediocre, they're just there. But realistically, actually, they've got European football, right, and they are a big club. So if Rafa goes there for 2-3 years, right, it's a step up from us because he's got European football. So he's got even more status in terms of Brazil having eyes on him World Cup wise there, right? Yeah. Then if he gets his move to Barca from there, and Barca are a much stronger outfit at that time, or wherever it may be, Bayern, so I'm talking like world level club, then he's gone from Leeds to Arsenal and he's stepped up and up and up again, Champions League football, what have you, and he's starting for Brazil. That's the way it could go. I think if you don't get Barca this window, personally, I think if you don't get Barca this window, he stays and he goes in January or he goes at the end of next season because we can't keep him any longer than that because he's contracted. He'd go on free after that. So
I don't think he can bank that though. Sorry, go on.
I think either Phillips or Raphinha goes.
Yeah.
And at the moment, because Barcelona can't afford him and that's his dream move, he's...
Do you know what as well? Just to jump in there, Steve's mentioned it. A few people have mentioned it on chat and my man Oscar mentioned it on Twitter. Dembele signed a new deal and has agreed to stay on as a right wing. So...
It's almost like a ticking time bomb as well for Raf because if he does want to go, because if we end up selling Phillips, we ain't gonna want to. Well, I wouldn't think we'd want to let go of Phillips and Raf in one window.
That's what I was thinking.
The mindset would always have been one marquee player has to go to bring the funds in to sign X, Y, Z amount of players. We've already brought 3 in. You know, they probably want 2-3 more. If not more than that, right? And they'll probably think, right, we're going to need 60-70 million from somewhere, and it's going to be Phillips or it's going to be Raf. And I think if Phillips goes, which is looking the more likely right now to be done quicker, just because we don't know what Barca are wanting to do, and then you've got Arsenal not coughing up the money we want, and then you've got Spurs coming in, and it's all just a bit of a mess. It just seems to be City that want Phillips. No bid's been made yet, but, you know, no doubt it's around the corner. Then we'd probably be more inclined at that point to be like, right, 60 million, and then we keep Raf.
I think they're both going.
If they both go, I don't care who we bring in. It's a bad window.
And I think we're gonna have a bad window then. I'm afraid. No chance Raf stays. If Rafa stays, I will shave my beard. Absolutely not a snowball's chance in hell. I think he's good as gone.
So if we do sell them both and say it raises 120 million. Conservatively, because we could get more for Raphinha.
More of a Labour kind of guy.
We wouldn't see it spent, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So the replacements coming in for that, it's likely somebody like Sander Berger or Tyler Adams, who
is actually how you say it. Is it Berger or Berge?
I think it's Berger, because
I keep hearing people telling me it's Berger.
Sander Berger.
I swear to God, right? I swear to God. If we got rid of Phillips and Raf,
he's getting passionate.
No, if we got rid of Phillips and Raf, and then they turn around and be like, all right, yeah, Phillips replacements, Roker, and then we've got Aronson out wide. And that's the replacements. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. Nah.
Well, that's what I mean. So
120 million and trying to spin this as all. Aronson's on right hand side and Roker's in DM. No.
Yeah, so if they get 120 million, you're looking at marquee signings then, aren't you? And so they say they brought in somebody like Tyler Adams for about 35 million and an attacking player for another 50 million. There's no guarantee that they're going to bed in as much as what Raphinha and Phillips would have been able to offer straight away. So what if they're flops? That's why the risk of letting them both go is massive, because you can still bring in a big player with that much money, but there's no guarantee that they do well, especially if it's not a Premier League proven player.
That's why you need a world-class player like Nicolas Pepe to come in.
You're not doing that. I'm not letting you do that.
Do you think Phillips wants to go?
Yes. No. Yes and no.
So, look, for me, Kalvin's a home bird, right? Kalvin loves Leeds. Family, missus.
But they would have said that about Grealish.
No. Grealish and Kalvin, they're not in the same
I
stratosphere.
think they are similar. I
Characters.
think Calvin's a
Yeah,
little
but
bit
you're saying that. You're saying
they're
that.
not the same characters.
No, I'm not saying that. But you're.
They're both very nice people.
I think Phillips has probably got better values, right?
Yeah,
that's how
I think that's harsh on Grealish, to be fair.
Yeah, no,
I think
Grealish
he's a good guy.
Grealish has been involved in too many. Let's say.
No, he's a sweet
don't know
guy.
I can't like. Do you know what?
Grealish, I don't know the phrase, like
self-indulgent things, like
selfish.
The clothes he wears. I suppose Calvin
no, but that's harsh to call him selfish.
It is. Nah, you're right. It is. He's as thick as two short planks, but like,
wow.
No,
he has got big calves, to be fair.
Do you not remember when he got
juicy
asked, "You are an encyclopedia of football"? And he
no,
went,
I know.
What's an encyclopedia?
All right, okay, yeah, he's all right. He's not William Shakespeare.
Right, what I will say, like all the stuff it's pissing me off. The media, the way they're treating him, or Jack Grealish coming out of a pub at 4 a.m. So what?
Yeah,
he's
in the off season. He's gone on holiday.
Everyone's doing it. Lewis was doing it out at Acca last week. So what? Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
What I'm saying is, like, persona-wise, Grealish comes across more selfish, right? Just in terms, just based on controversies and all this. So I'm saying, when he's offered that City deal, he's thinking, right, Premier League trophy, champion. Whereas Phillips, I don't know whether he would be straight jumping to Premier League champion, all this, or he would think more about his values and more about where he's come from and more about the one club man thing. And actually,
Grealish did the same thing though. He stayed for another year and then he went after and had the massive signing on fee. He signed a contract with them, gave them a massive release clause, and then went the next year. Similar thing Kalvin Phillips could do, but I don't know that Man City will still be in the market for
I think Phillips would be. It wouldn't be smart to stay here, and that pains me to say, right? But by the time this 3-year plan of ours, supposedly 3-year plan of ours, expires, whether it works out, whether it doesn't, let's just say it does for argument's sake, and we break into Europe consistently. By that time, he's 30, and don't get me wrong, if he stayed all throughout that journey, and he's 30, and he could probably have maybe 3-4 years left, and he could retire or whatever, and he's gone all the way from mediocre Championship football to European football with us. What a story that would be. But realistically, right now, if you're going to put on the table for him, you get managed by Pep Guardiola, you get to play with some of the world's best players, you're going to win the Premier League trophy, you might win the
200 grand a week.
200 grand a week. It's only across the Pennines, it's 2 hours on a train, whatever. He ain't going to turn it down, man, and I think it'd be stupid to turn it down. And he's done all he can for us, and I would not for 1 minute. And I know people will, and I don't understand it at all. I won't for 1 minute criticize him for it.
No, he showed loyalty. He showed loyalty before. You don't know how loyal someone is or how good a person someone is until they're tested. And he showed it when he got us back up to the Premier League.
Yeah, he could have gone Villa then. He could have gone Villa when we lost. He could have gone Villa then.
And he stayed and he got us up there. And at the end of the day, a footballer's career is very, very short. He had big injury problems last year. Yeah. He could break his leg tomorrow and never be able to play football again.
Yeah, look, which is also one of the reasons
why you got it.
I snapped your hand off 60 million. Also one of the how he got called up for
PSG won him as well, man.
Under multiple managers, he's had the same thing said about him, that he works hard, he's humble, there's absolutely zero ego there at all. And that is also the reason why Pep wants him, because Pep is like Bielsa in the type of players that he wants. He wants people who aren't show-offs. He wants people who, as much as possible, can be level-headed, no ego, get on with the job, happy to do the job that they're being asked to do. And you probably wouldn't even have to move house to go and play for City, realistically. A lot of players travel a lot further to...
Well, Walker lives in...
They'll buy him a house.
Up here, does he not?
Well, bloody Neil Warnock was managing Middlesbrough when he lived in Cornwall, so it's like... I can imagine him taking the deal, and you can understand why. I do think, though, he's the type of player where most of the Leeds fans, if he came back and played against Leeds, might sing the Yorkshire Purlo song. Do you know what I mean? He's that type of player.
Also, right, you know full well if he goes City and City do scum, you know he's getting that Leeds saluting. And you know it's going to be everywhere. Like, it just will happen. And that's
the only reason I say it won't necessarily, and it could be 50-50, is I think it would be more like 80-20. But I think people will turn on him because nowadays there's a lot less loyalty coming both ways from a lot of fans. I mean, look at the way
what do you think people,
some...
What do you mean?
No, look at the way. Okay, look at the way the minorities. It may be a minority, but some Villa fans turned on Grealish in a similar situation. You look at the way that some Leeds fans have turned on Bielsa in similar situations.
There will be some, won't there? There's always
like the way
some.
there was some people criticize. I heard someone like coming out criticizing people for wanting to go to watch Bielsa when he's in England to go into when they Bilbao were playing Newcastle.
Right, I'm going.
Let me just say
people want to criticize people.
Nah. Let me just say something right now. These people criticizing, right, would not dream of doing it at a game. Philip, right, Man City away, right. Phillips is walking around. They've just battered us 6-0, right. Phillips is walking around stadium. He's getting clapped by every single Leeds fan. Like whatever. If they do scum 3-0. And he does lead, and he gets a little cheeky lead salute in there.
I'm not sure he's that way inclined, but all right.
What?
Yeah, he's getting clapped by.
Okay. Well done, class.
A bit slow on that one. Yeah.
I know. I was like, because I just had the image in my head.
I think he'll be a bit slow after that.
I just had the image in my head of 3,000 Leeds fans clap. I'm not saying it again.
Oh wow! Did you now?
Rapidly moving on.
Check his hard drive.
But you get what I mean. Like City. I don't like the project at City. I don't like the project there. But look, if he's gonna go to one match,
got enough people to clap him. Yeah.
If he's gonna go to one match,
what I have seen though, and I think there's something in this with JT. I've all of a sudden seen people and fans say, "Well, he's not that good anyway." And I'm like, yo, we've been gushing over this guy for the last 3 years. And then all of a sudden people
to
go,
be fair though,
he's not, he's crap.
Right.
I see him for England. He's rubbish. And I'm like, hang on a minute.
He's not.
Hang on a minute.
He's not
you
crap.
Know?
But I don't think I don't think he's.
He's starting now. He's doing it. He's going to do it.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't think he's as essential to us now as he was under Bielsa in that system.
No, true.
I don't
he was
think
a lone player, wasn't he?
If we'd have lost Phillips under Bielsa in that system, it'd have been like,
and when people are pulling these win percentages with and without Phillips, like 99% of it is under Bielsa because he's in a role on his own. That whole bit of the pitch is just Kalvin Phillips' area. Yeah. Whereas now you're going to have Matt Rocker and whoever's playing next to him, and they're going to be sharing those roles and responsibilities.
We're going back in for O'Brien, aren't we?
Are we? See, that's what I mean. If we sell Kalvin Phillips and we replace him with Lewis O'Brien, what kind of ambition is that?
I don't mind if we replace Phillips with O'Brien as long as we spend the other 100 million on two marquee signings. And I'm talking.
I'm talking Rodrigo de Paul. Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
You're looking at Tyler Adams, I think.
Tyler, we're not going to get O'Brien. No chance, man. Tyler Adams and maybe Kamara. I don't know what the hell's going on with Kamara. For him to start coming out saying, I love Leeds, and he's doing all this messaging up and stuff, that's a bit mad. Because that's going to throw some fans off.
Paul did the same thing, man, and look how that turned out.
No. He liked the tweet. He didn't start messaging someone saying, I love Leeds.
Instagram DMs
but liking tweets and saying,
easily.
I love Leeds with a prayer hand emoji.
Max, it won't fake, to be fair.
No, I know the lads that do that. I know Sam who does that. They literally just slide into the DMs. Genuinely, it's true, right? They do speak to agents and that. There's no BS about this. Big shout out to the LUFC fans on lads. But what I will say, the same things happened before, like Rodrigo de Paul, even Mateus Cunha was replying with yellow and blue hearts and that. It doesn't mean nothing because we've seen today.
Oh, to be fair,
it means he's on the move. He can't say Salzburg after
Daniel Sturridge took the time to reply to someone.
Yeah, but that means they're on the move. There's no way they can stay at their current club doing stuff like that. Okay, all right. Let me put it this way. Could you imagine Jack Harrison? He's linked with Newcastle, and he starts replying to Newcastle fans with like black and white hearts or Saudi Arabia flags, and then you're talking about him playing for Leeds next season.
That's fair. Yeah, I hear you. But not everyone's like Leeds United fans, though, bro. Some, Red Bull, Salzburg, all these teams, they're used to it, man. That's what they do. Their whole model's built on bringing them in, selling them off, bringing them in, selling them off. That's what they do. So I guess they're used to it. I do hear what
the only thing that I worry about with Salzburg and us signing so many players from them, obviously they are only playing in the Austrian Bundesliga, which they win every year at a canter. And so if you sign like 1 or 2 players from there, then yeah, because there's a chance they might not work, but let's give them a go. But if you start to sign 3 or 4 players from there, most of your business is from one place, there's a chance that they all aren't up to the grade.
No, absolutely, man.
You can say that with anywhere, but if like, it's a cliche, but people talk about Premier League proven, and even if somebody's come from the German Bundesliga or the Spanish league, I still trust that a little bit more if they've performed well there than I do with the Austrian Bundesliga.
I just want us to make that. I want us to make that one signing where I'm like, yes, like that's the one.
Who like?
I don't know, but I'm saying
Noah Lang, Dries Mertens.
I'm saying we need that.
We need a marquee signing. I agree, man. We need a signing that gets people excited.
If it doesn't, and we let go or Raph or both, woe betide, then it's an awful window.
Can I just play devil's advocate though, Lewis? Right? Can I throw this at you then, bro? Right? So, okay, so we lose Kalvin and Phillips, right?
Kalvin and Phillips.
If we're being totally honest, when we signed them, and be truthful here, who were you more excited about, Raphinha or Rodrigo? Be truthful.
Raphinha.
Rodrigo.
No. You can ask my dad about this because I know I've been his biggest fan.
If he's pulled out, ask my dad.
I was questionable about Rodrigo. I didn't want him before.
Okay, that's an exception to the rule. But my point
Raphinha was elite of the elite before he came to Leeds. You could tell he was going to go for the
I didn't know Ren, right? But let me just put this to Lewis, 95% of the fan base would say Rodrigo.
Yeah.
There you go. So
but he always had question marks over his ability to score loads of goals prolifically.
But come on, you can't tell me we all didn't go, yo, we've just signed Rodrigo. Raphinha was a bit of a risk. That's why we got him for 17 million.
That's why as well. The marquee signing that you're on about, Lewis, I think costs £35 million. I don't think we spend more than that on a player. I can't see us going from spending 30 million at most.
But we have to. If we sell, we can't have another net profit.
We can't go through another season thinking, oh yeah, let's just splash 30 million on a player, and that's. Have we not learned?
30 million is pittance, yeah?
It is.
For a Premier League club, look at what these other clubs are splashing, especially if we recoup £120 million worth of transfer fees. Are you crazy, man? We have
how many of Villa's signings have actually been that much?
Mate, I know they haven't splashed. I know that, but Coutinho, right? I know they haven't spent the money on him. I know they've got Louise and stuff in, right? But I'm saying,
how much was thingy? How much was the Argentinian
finished where last season, right? And the season before.
Buendia.
But that's Gerrard, bro.
I don't care if it's Gerrard or it's Neil Warnock. They're still finished bottom half.
But what I'm saying is, if Gerrard's
done it each time.
Gerrard's not at Villa, he don't make that move.
Bielsa was here.
Yeah, but we know what Bielsa
was. We brought in who was a recognisable player, bar Rodrigo, who's 30, right? I'm talking prime age, £40 million, right? Who could do a job in 10 or up front or up wing, and they've got the stats to prove it. Previous season, who have we brought in? No one. Even Raph didn't have the marquee stats when we brought him in.
Yeah, but those sorts of players don't come to a newly promoted, like a first season in the Premier League. You're risking your career.
Villa had been up 3 seasons, right? And 3rd season in, they're bringing in Douglas Luiz. They signed Coutinho on a permanent. They finished bottom half the last 2 seasons, and they're getting players like this in.
No, you're not even risking your career going to a newly promoted club, because every signing that comes has a release clause if people get relegated. If you get relegated, you go for the cheap.
Why did they bring him in? Why did they bring him in, bro?
Because no one else wanted Ericsson.
Because they could.
No one else wanted him. Now,
they saw an
where's he going to
opportunity.
go? Spurs, Man United. He's not going to be at Brentford next
Nobody
year.
wanted to risk Aaron. I think that's a
Who's
good
done the good business
situation.
there then? Who's done the good business there? Brentford, not us.
Yeah, but they haven't gone to Brentford because it was.
Okay,
He's gone to Brentford because no one else would take him.
I'm saying, man, right? If we let go of Phillips and Raff this season and we don't bring in a £50 million player, it's a dead window.
Money,
Absolutely.
It's not
No,
about
absolutely.
Money.
Yes, it is about money.
Okay, I'm going to give you an example here, boys.
Life
I'm going
is
to give you an
money.
example. I'm going
You're going to say Raff 18 million?
No. Go on. I did so when looking at signings over the last 3 seasons because I wanted to compare the amount we're asking for Raphinha and the rest of the leagues, and I'm looking at and I'm seeing Diaz for 35. I'm seeing Diego Jota for 40 million, and I'm thinking, maybe we are over asking. The 2 players that went for over 70 million were Nicola Pepe and Jadon Sancho. They have both been dead. Transfer value means nothing.
Would you not take Jadon Sancho right now?
Oh, okay, but I'm talking about what he's done since he come in, bro.
The context, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's because they're coming from Portugal. If you come from Portugal, you can't command those much things.
Right?
What, like Darwin Núñez, who's just gone for 80 million? Is he not?
Yeah, well, it's a one-off cause, man. It's wanted by everyone.
Who are we going to sign then? Who are we going to sign then from the Premier League for 40 or 50 million?
We're not. Let's go sign someone great from foreign.
Well, isn't that what you just said? That they're both from a foreign league, so that's why they've done badly.
No. I'm talking a top European foreign league. I'm not talking a Portuguese
German
league or something like that. Yeah.
Sancho came from the German league and he's absolutely tearing it up.
Exactly. He would be a great signing. I'd take him now for £50 million.
Yeah, but but what I'm saying is I'm trying to prove the point that value means nothing. We could go out and spend 50 million on a player and guess what? He'd be dead.
I'd rather a smart recruitment.
Yes, but it's about lifting. It's not just about that. It's about lifting the fan spirit. It's about lifting the status of the club. It can't just be a club that's turning over a net profit every year.
You could go out and say let's spend 25 million on this Cody Gakpo we've been linked to with PSV that everyone's gushing about. That guy could cost 25 million. You could then go and get Tyler Adams, or you might go get a Mo Kamara for 25 million. There's 2 players for 50 million.
Exactly, and then go and bring a big dog in.
No, man, you're not.
Or use that money, convert that money into wages and get a big dog like a Dries Mertens who's on a free.
Dries Mertens is in the retirement home, man.
It doesn't matter. He raises the status of everything. He gets more players to come in. He gets more fans to come in. He gets the fans lifted. He raises spirits.
Joe, is Raphinha worth 70 million?
For me, between 60 and 70, yes.
Why?
Because he's the best player outside the top 6.
But we bought him for 18 million.
Yeah.
So if value means nothing, why is he worth 70?
Because if that's your point, that's not your point.
If value means nothing, why is he worth 70 million?
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, so
you're saying because he's one of the.
I think everyone would agree, but I'll throw this out to you then.
Point.
No, so let's say we paid 70 million for a 25-year-old Raphinha. Where's your resale value? Leeds United have to accept of where we are at a club. JT wants us to bring in a 35-year-old Dries Mertens on a free. On about 150 grand, if not.
He wouldn't be 150 grand a week, but 100 grand I'd pay.
And do what? And then say, oh, he's broken, he's old, let go. Why not buy smartly, like Melier for 5 million, like Struijk for 3, like Raphinha for 17 million? These hit the heights and then you move them on. Because guess what? The most we've spent on players, James, Raphinha, Rodrigo, and we would sell them all tomorrow at the drop of a hat. And that is facts. If we could sell them on, we would. And they were our 3 highest signings.
James Rodrigo and who? James Rodrigo and who?
And Furpo. The guy cost 70
million.
Well,
let's not go that far, fella. £15 million for Furpo is not a crazy fee, and I would not sell him at the drop of a hand. This is
you,
cool having
majority would.
No, but £15 million is not crazy. And look, I'm not saying we shouldn't invest smart. If you look at a Noah Lang for £20 million, great deal. A Tyler Adams for £20 million, great deal. Maybe even a Mo Kamara added in there for another £20 million. Great deal. But then at the same time, you need to bring a big name in as well. You can't just be selling elite players and keep
Why? Do you know why? Maybe right. I partly agree.
You can't be seen as a selling club.
Yeah,
where's the ambition?
I agree with your point, right? Joe, your reason.
Not if you want to push up.
You saying that value means nothing in terms of splashing 50 million on a player for him to flop, based on the evidence that's there. It could well happen, of course, right? And I'm not for 1 minute saying this is worth £50 million to do, but signing a 50 million marquee player that people have actually heard of and you're aware of, and you know the stats and you know how they play, doesn't only just get you that player, it lifts the fans up, it lifts the status of the club, it lifts the opinion of the club to other players coming in the future, and they think this club means business, they brought him in, they mean business, they're going on.
Oh my God.
That's
why I cannot believe it. Me and Lewis are agreeing on something.
That's why I
crazy.
think it's worth doing, but I don't think it's worth like Mertens. I don't agree with you on that. I think it needs to be like a 25-year-old in the Premier League already, and there ain't many of them, fair enough. 25-year-old in the Premier League already who's ripping shit up, who's similar stats to Raf, who we need to sign. If you don't ask who that is, I don't know.
Doesn't exist,
and
if he does,
no, but in the Premier,
for 70 million, and he's not coming to Leeds United.
I think
in the Premier,
I think there's two things here. I think I'm on both sides of the argument here because I agree that sometimes a player like that, a marquee signing, I agree with you, Lewis. It lifts the status of the club. It makes other players think, oh, that might be a good place to go if he's gone there. But I think we need to separate from the fact that we've just finished 17th. I think the transfers you're talking about are the sort of arguments that West Ham fans could be making, where they're now on that next level of the journey. They've started playing Europa League football. They've done really well. And what they're trying to do is push on to that next level. We're at the point a few years before them where we need to make that jump up to where Leicester have been in the past. And
West Ham were doing that before they got to that point. West Ham were doing that when they weren't even getting European football. They were spending £40 million on Lanzini and all these other kind of players.
Well, but it's all well and good you saying, it's all well and good you saying you want those players, but what we're saying is that's not going to happen with the way that the club recruit at the moment. I don't think they are going to spend that much money on one single player. I think they've said, and they will stick to the fact that they've said, we're going to follow the Leicester model. Leicester haven't spent massive money bringing anyone in. They've brought in players cleverly, like we did with Raphinha. Raphinha is a perfect example of the recruitment at Leeds United. We don't want to let him go, but the idea was always probably going to be to let him go at some point for a big money. You signed a young player.
So they said about Noah Lang, isn't it?
When he came in, that's fine, a signing like Noah Lang. But what you're saying is you want a player that's worth 40, 50 million. I don't think those transfers happen at the moment. I think in 2 years' time, you might say, we've consistently been finishing 8th and 9th or whatever. We'll sign some players like that to get to the next level. But I think where we are at the moment, having just finished 17th, we know how good of a club it is. We know what the fans are like. We know what it's like in the ground. We know what the whole community is like around Leeds United, and we know that. But a foreign player has no loyalty to that whatsoever. They don't know what it's like. So to them, they're going to look at a West Ham or anybody who's finished higher than us, or a Villa, and even for them finishing higher than us, and saying,
should do 100 million.
Look what they've done. Look at where they are in the league. Why would I want to go to somebody at the bottom of the league?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Why I completely disagree with that. First of all, I don't think the club will. But that doesn't mean that I don't want the club to do it. I don't agree with them. We won't finish. Okay, well, let me tell you something. You're saying if we finish consistently 8th or 9th for a couple of seasons, then we could do that. Nobody finishes consistently 8th or 9th. You have about 9th to about 17th, which is all the same, and it's a flip of the coin where you could land. And then you have the European places where you have about 8 teams or maybe 9 at a push competing for them. You don't consistently finish 1 point off each time. We finished just off Europe, and then we're in 17th the next season. It's a complete yo-yo thing, and the only way you can actually break into that next level is by actually spending some serious money. I'm not saying go stupid and completely throw everything out the window, but do it. As for signing someone in England, there isn't many options.
You can spend that serious money, but like Joe said, at our level, we buy 2 25 million pound players rather than 1 50 million pound player.
But what is our level?
Say we sell Phillips and Raf, right?
Yeah.
And then we bring in 2 25 million pound players, and that's a window done. You're happy with that window?
No, we're not happy.
So we've made a profit. You're happy with us making a profit?
Yeah. What you want us to be in the red all the time?
We've never been in the red. We're not spending any money.
You want us to do Everton?
It's a big difference between doing Everton, who are like 500 million pounds in the debt, and going 20 million pounds in the debt. We spent 50 million pounds over the past 12 months.
You're saying then, so you don't want to get to a time where your club makes profit in a window. You don't want that.
We've already made profits, man. We made profit in January. We made profit last window, and we're about to make 120 million pounds.
You're talking in terms of outcomes. You're talking in terms of outcomes.
To make money, you have to lose money. You have to spend money to make money.
Yeah, but you've also got to take into account that they want to develop the stadium as well, and so they're going to need money from somewhere.
Well, we've made enough money. What you're saying? We can't go 20. We can't spend 20 million pounds past what we've earned because we'll still be in the green.
No, I understand. No, I understand as a football club that Raphinha and Kalvin will go, and we will not spend the same as what they've gone for. It doesn't make.
That doesn't mean, mate. We can spend that and still make a profit.
Transfer business.
Yes, it is good transfer business.
No, it's not. How is it?
We're not
what spending the money we earned.
We're not reinvesting properly, and you can't say we are. It's taking a chance, though, is it not, to bring in a random...
You genuinely want Kalvin to go for 55 million and then replenish that player for
I'm not saying all of it, but I'm saying if you're
not coming to Leeds, first of all, there's not them out there, otherwise sitting in that be buying.
If you're making 120 million and you're spending 50 million, then you've not reinvested 70 million.
Underestimate the Premier
I'd much rather buy 2 players to replace Kalvin Phillips in case one of them doesn't. Like 50% of transfers don't work out. I'd rather them spend that. I would rather them not spend 55 million pounds on one player and spread that risk over a couple of replacements. Strengthen the bench, strengthen the first team.
Just to give you an example, I've just had a look there. Yeah, I'm looking at Leicester, right? They bring in Bubakai Samare, who's been, people are saying the next Yaya Toure. Okay, he's not had a great season, but he will come good. They paid like 18 million for him. They bought Patson Daka, 27 million. Okay, the jury's still out, but they will come good. Season before, they lose Chilwell for 45 million. They bring in Castagna and Wesley Fofana for 31 million. When Wesley Fofana moves on, and Real Madrid are already looking at the kid. When he moves on in like three, he'll be going for top whack. Seasons before that, they lose Mahrez, for example. This is what I'm saying. It's smart. I never, and I know this is a wild example, but let's look at Manchester United. They had a player, they lost him to Juventus. They basically paid 90 million plus about fucking 100 million in wages or whatever it was to loan him for 10 years and then send him back for free. I know that's a wild example, but what I'm saying is we have to accept where we are as a football club. We're not going to be spending that kind of cash. I'm just looking at Leicester. So they lose Harry Maguire for 78 million. Yeah. They then go and bring in Tielemans for 40 million, Dennis Pratt for 17 million. These are acquisitions that have improved Leicester, that have meant they've got Champions League, they've got Europa League, they've won an FA Cup. Okay, we're not going to go win a Premier League, but what I'm saying is you have to be savvy with your business. If you're just gonna make 50 and then say, do you know what? Let's spend that 50 straight away. Okay, as fans, we might want to do that, but it's not realistic. I don't think.
I'm not saying we should sell Phillips 55, spend 55, sell Rafa 70, spend 70. I'm saying if we bring in 120 million and we're spending 50 million of it, for me I just view that as right. You're taking a risk and you're pocketing 70 million when we could just reinvest that right now instead of waiting until January to see if we're 16th or not.
So, but then the thing is, you can't, like Joe said, the money technically isn't the be all and end all how much they spend, because if they smartly recruit, and so Tielemans was 40 million, 30, someone like his caliber of player can be bought for 35, 40 million, and you spend 70 million replacing two players that add up to 120 million. Would you be happy with that? Two 35 million pound-ish players.
Say if we don't make a marquee signing, right? I'm not going to be there like it's a bad window, it's the end of the world. I'm saying, for me, it'd help a lot with reassurance and status of the club and stuff like that. But if we bring in 120 million pounds and we ain't making 4 £25 million signings, if we aren't reinvesting most, if not all of that money in the same window that we let 2 of our best players go, I ain't happy. Because you've let 2 of our best, if not the 2 best players go, and not reinvested all the money there and then. You're going to wait.
We'd already brought in 3 signings at this point. Like clubs generally do not bring in like 10 players in one window.
Yeah.
2 from Salzburg. Roca, good signing. But 2 from Salzburg, that to me is like, Marsh thinks it'll work because he's the previous. It could not work. I think it's a risk. I think Rasmus looks an animal, to be fair, and I think his personality and stuff seems to suit the club. I think he's going to be like a mix.
To be a right back Alioski.
Yeah. I think his personality is like Alioski, and his build's just like, I don't know. I couldn't
a brick outhouse.
Yeah, he's just not even twice the size of Luke Ayling.
But
I think
we've already spent 50 million this window, right?
Yeah.
So Brendan
Aronson.
No, we spent 35.
No, but how much was Brendan
Aronson? Was 25. 24.7.
Right.
It's 25 million.
I said 25, right?
Pennies. Pennies.
That's not pennies, bro.
Pittance.
Wait, what? So how much?
Lewis makes more than that in a week. All right, come on.
How much was Rocker?
Rocker.
Oh yeah,
10.4.
Rocker as well. 45 million. Yeah, I forgot about that.
You're happy with Rocker, so that's smart business. 10 million. You don't need to spend.
I'm interested to see if Marsh sticks with the 2 DMs. I think he will, but
no, he's got Rocker.
I saw someone saying Rocker could just end up being the DM,
that
and I
guy.
don't think he's. Yeah, I don't envisage, because if we're gonna have one DM, then you're gonna have wingers.
Yeah, now we'll play with 2, won't we? I think he'll go with a 4-3-3.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2 and then attacking mid,
or maybe a 4-2-3-1.
Who do we think? Who do we think we're actually real? All right, who do you think we're gonna bring in? Who looks most likely? Because
Noah
I'm
Lang.
not gonna lie, I don't really keep up with the transfer stuff, because for me, when I used to make videos on it and stuff like, rumours, what have you, blah, blah, blah. And I know you do it every day, and that's fine because it's content and you've got to keep up with whatever news is going on, rumour mill, all that. But I don't keep up with it because in my head, it's like, I don't care unless it's done. Because there's so many rumours with and it's like, all right, we'll link with this player. Oh, we're not anymore. Oh, we'll link with this player. Oh, we're not anymore. Oh, we're not anymore. And it's just so tiresome to keep up with, so I don't keep up. So right now, who's looking most like Adams?
For me, Tyler Adams seems to be the one.
So that seems to be predicated on whether Phillips
and Calimuendo.
Yeah, Calimuendo has gone a bit quiet, but
the thing with Calimuendo is they want a buyback clause on him. Otherwise, apparently we've met their value. We've bid and we've met their valuation for him, but they want to put a buyback clause on him.
Kamara?
That's gone quiet since then, though, and it's been about a week, 2 weeks.
Well, no, it's probably 4 or 5 days, but yeah, I think we get Noah Lang and Calimuendo, and then I think we need a top creative midfielder.
I'll tell you straight now, we don't get Noah Lang. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
I don't think they like his attitude.
I spoke to him yesterday, man.
Tyler Adams will come in and replace Kalvin, I think. Right, and that's what I think.
Excellent decision, by the way. World class. Excellent decision, by the way.
Yeah, we've been linked in the last 12 hours to Cody Gakpo from PSV, who apparently will replace Raphinha. I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow.
13 goals and 14 goals and 30 assists, something like that. Yeah.
What's happened to Minamino?
No, he's gone. He's gone to Monaco.
Has he gone? Okay.
Yeah, he wants to chill chill on the yachts with the boys. So
I say we just sign Pulisic.
No tax over there.
Yeah, Pulisic.
Should we just become the American national team?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Super chatting from Paul.
Paul, my guy.
£2.50 each. Come on.
When you start turning up every week, we'll talk.
Me and Joe are still waiting for royalties from those other videos, mate.
So Paul, was the Wolves fan that asked us about Traore before, I believe. But
is that
my
him?
team Wolves played in Europe and nearly got in the top 6. We then lost Jota to Liverpool. Your conversation reminds me of Wolves fans over the last few years. it is tougher than you think, guys. Yeah, I think I agree. It's tougher than we think to go and find a couple of players that'll, match what Kalvin gives you, Raphinha. And I think in JT and Lewis's response as well, it's tough to go and find a player that'll cost 50 million that's willing to come to Leeds United over top 6 clubs. So I agree with it. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows what will happen? We still don't know if one will be here, both will be here, or what. So there's a lot of moving parts. But I guess the thing is that the ball starting to roll in it because the bids come in for Raphinha. So it's
rolling fast.
Yeah, it is. It is rolling fast. It is. We're only a couple of weeks away from pre-season. How's folks feeling about that? I mean, it's going to be. I think for me, pre-season under Bielsa became a little bit
sexual.
No, it became a little bit boring. And what I mean by that is what I mean by that is you would go to a game in
no loyalty.
Home of the Lions, Guiseley or whatever, and it'd be under 23s, and it was just more of a case of getting minutes and stuff. Where I think Jesse, we're going to actually be able to get a look at what his new style is, what his preferred format. We're going to get a proper look into what's going to come in the season when Jesse goes out.
That's why it's good to get these signings in early, so they have the whole of pre-season.
Yeah,
I couldn't care less about pre-season.
Really?
It just never interests. Because there's been how many times do we go lose 4-3 to like Guiseley all that? And it's just like, it doesn't reflect the first
vibes.
The first season under Bielsa, right? We went to Guiseley and we were like 3-1 down to him or something, and then we go back relegated Stoke at first day. It's like it just doesn't interest me, man. Like I'll probably watch it. I'll watch the highlights, but to me,
we should go to Australia for it. Leeds, hook us up with tickets, man. We'll go do some media for you, man.
Yeah, man. If there's one place I'm never gonna go, it's Australia.
What? Oh, come on. You're mugging it. If Leeds turned around tomorrow and said...
It's Connor's Outback, is that?
I love to
go to Australia, mate. Sun, beers,
spiders.
Sun, beer and birds.
Spiders.
Sun, beers, Tony DeRigo.
More spiders.
Yeah. I'm learning Spanish as well, actually, guys.
When you go meet the man himself.
That's it. Let's talk about that because there's been a lot of mad takes on Bielsa. Obviously, I am going to be, if he gets the job on Friday at Bilbao, I am gonna try and cover them and that. But what are your thoughts?
If thing, like, what's it depending on?
It's so basically they have elections, don't they, to see who will run the club.
He's been doing a lot of running recently. Have you seen him?
No, not Bielsa. The chairman,
called Iñaki something. And
Archibaleta, I think. He's the third favourite though. So I think what he's done, he's gone, I'm going to give you Bielsa, hoping that everyone will go, definitely voting for him. But I think in the last 12 hours,
bit of a Jeremy Corbyn type.
They're going to give it to Valverde, these other two guys. So, he's been there before as well. So I think there's a little bit of madness going on. But listen, let's see.
Have you seen Bielsa, by the way?
Yeah, man. What did you think?
He's looking flipping slim, man. He's looking like a cheese string and a pepperoni at a baby, man. Like a
lot of people are concerned for him.
His neck is looking stringy.
Yeah, a lot of people are concerned, but like he were on a weight loss thing when he were here. Anyway,
no. He was girthy when he was here, but
he was on a weight loss like regime when he was here. Like it began like the final.
I'm gonna say you couldn't tell when he was here.
Yeah.
Mate, he looks good though, man.
He did it. He did it in the first season. He shredded a lot of weight, and then he put it a bit back on.
That's why he was living over a sweet shop, so it probably has something to do with it.
Yeah. Every time he just made that sweet tooth. Sorry, Max, man. Say it again, Max. I'll pretend I didn't hear JT say it.
Oh, he was living above a sweet shop, so that.
Oh, bloody hell, man!
Where's the article, Joe?
That's the one.
What are you looking for?
No, the article he wrote. Yeah, he's written a few these days.
Shut up, man.
What is it? You're on the Athletics payroll, by the way.
I saw it on your story.
It was so funny, man.
What is it?
Hey.
So what people must do who work for these companies is watch Connor's had it done. Would have had it done. You just won't have noticed it. basically what they do is
no. You're big time, man. What do you mean?
JT, I know 100% there'll be them ones. When I first seen it, ages like when I was doing All Leeds TV, I was like, oh my god. But then now it's just people watch it and then make articles out of it, don't they? And then sell them or whatever for their websites that gets clicks and ads and all that.
What am I going to get? Annoying knob in goggles speaks about Junior Furpo. That's not going to get the clicks.
No, it will.
In goggles.
I was quite, let's have a look. Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted 35 seconds ago.
Tweeted about you. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. You and Fabrizio, the boy.
He says, Arsenal Man City still working on Gabriel Jesus deal. Talks also on progress on player side. Talk some time. It's a big deal. And then it says Arsenal are negotiating on both Gabriel Jesus and Raphinha deals with a lot of competition on the Leeds one. So we'll have to watch this space. If I were to ask you now, boys, give me the club he will be starting the season with, and you can say Leeds United as well. Max, who is it?
Port Vale. It's so hard to say.
Be serious here, man.
If Barcelona get, what's this?
See, I told you.
I just searched my name and there you go.
What did he say?
It was just like referencing tweets and stuff.
There you go, then. Exactly. Lewis knew about it, really.
I've got them all just.
Yes, man. He's been showing him his words.
On bookmarks, yeah.
Which one? He shows each one a different article.
Yeah, this one's from The Athletic. This one's from Leeds Live. But Leeds Live are just Leeds Live, you know. Leeds Live do it.
Small time for a guy like you. Sorry, Max. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say Barcelona because I feel like they'll sell Frankie de Jong to Man United for a ridiculous amount of money and then they'll buy him. But then I feel like he won't be their priority anymore because they've signed, like you said, they signed Dembele back on and they're probably looking to fill other positions. So honestly, I think he might stay at Leeds and it might be Phillips that goes.
Well, okay.
I can see that. That's what I'm saying. I think he stays until at least January and Phillips goes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he has a belt in World Cup and then goes.
Yeah. Oh, he is vibing it up in Barcelona. All right. He'll probably be giving you the Spanish lessons over there, my man. He is gone. Good as gone. The customer's gone. He's gone. And Leeds might be gone if we don't replace him. But he's at Barcelona. No, not a snowball's chance in hell he doesn't find his way over there. They lost Traore. Yeah, they've got Ansu Fati who can play on the wing, but they will go in for him.
Yeah, we're getting
They'll
Traore,
keep Frankie. They'll get Lewandowski. They'll get him. That'll be their summer rebuild. Xavi's going big.
We'll see. Same again, Kalvin, Max.
I think he's just going to be a Man City, isn't he? Unfortunately. I feel like that's the way it's going to go. If I was him, if you're earning that much money, I wouldn't care about going somewhere else. I would just want to play for Leeds my whole life. But people want to win things, don't they? So
that's what we're in it for.
What life's about. What's the point of life if you're not winning?
Go on,
it's the England boys thing as well, man. Like with England, like Grealish is there with him, Sterling's there with him, and it's a case of like, right, you can come here, you can win a Premier League trophy. Like you go there, you are guaranteed Premier League trophy. Yeah, 100%, man. Grealish has gone. Grealish has been partying for 4 weeks because he knew it. He barely done all season to contribute to it. To be fair, for £100 million,
3 goals.
Wise, he ain't done naff all. But he's there with a Premier League trophy. He'll be saying when he's 70, "I won a Premier League trophy." If he lives that long, and there you go. So
he does.
Perhaps uncalled for.
Sounds like a threat.
Well,
if he lives that long,
if he continues his partying, mate, he won't make it to next season. Jesus Christ. Good on him though. Do you know what I mean? Like he's gone there for one thing and he's got it. So, and I won't blame Phillips for doing the same thing. He's earned it. Do you know what I mean? So he's done the job here. £60 million bite your hand off for it. He's injury prone. He is injury prone.
Then need to buy his hand off.
And I don't think he's think he's as essential in this system as he was under Bielsa.
His hand will be though, so you should probably keep it on him.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Kind
of need it to balance him. Yeah.
It wouldn't.
Just tell him to shut up, Lewis.
All right, mate. I'm not. I'm skipping over.
He won't be without his hand. Where does who play? Kalvin Phillips. Where does he not play? Is more the question. You know, it's like Lewis on a night out. Where is he not playing? Where is he not playing the field? I think he will. He'll be going. He'll be playing European football for sure. I'm not talking Adam, but unlike Adam or Tyler Adams, he will be playing in Germany next season, and he will be playing for Bayern Munich. And
Who will?
My case, Kalvin Phillips.
This guy just says shit. What's he on about?
You've got his head now about these rumours, haven't you? Now
You watch,
some journalist
my
is
man.
going to pick it up
You
and
watch. You watch. Accredited journalist. All right.
I can't wait to see a tweet from Leeds Insider in half an hour.
But I'm going to buy
Bayern Munich, last ditch swing.
Doyle is there. Be like, Doyle in goggles says this. See, we could be Everton and they're signing Harry Winks for 25 million. I mean, what the is going on?
Or signing done out, washed up players.
He's world class player.
Don't, because JT will go, he's elite, man. We should be signing him.
Oh, Harry Winks. He is. He does. Yeah. He is. Harry Winks is elite. Barely slept a wink and he's still tearing up the Prem.
I can't tell how much of what JT says is a meme and how much he's actually being serious.
I'm joking about Winks, obviously, man. I'm joking about
everything
Winks.
JT says is a meme, whether it's serious.
That's not true. That's not true. How dare you?
He says with goggles.
Who do you think you are, huh?
That's not true. That's not true. No, I never knew that.
I did never know that. But what I do know is that he's going to Bayern. Right? You will laugh at me. All right, you laugh at me now.
Where was the swap deal for Roker if that's the case?
Yeah. Not a swap deal.
Why haven't we really been linked to a senior backup goalkeeper?
Because we've already got senior Furpo. We've got enough seniors.
Yeah, that is a concern.
It is a concern.
Because I feel like we should have been linked to, like, even City have somebody like Scott Carson or like on the books, which is just like a
game changer.
Old English goalkeeper. I mean, just get Ben Foster in.
What is this
shot
CDL
stopper?
talk? Why do we want old Englishmen? What's going on here?
Well, because old English goalkeepers are everywhere.
No, man, because if we bring Ben Foster in, it's just more YouTube competition for me. Man.
Exactly, mate. We can get him on the show, man. Get him on the show.
I want him. Collabs.
Get him on the show. Yeah, that's true.
Get him in there.
Yeah, get Ben Foster in, man.
But just
it'd be pretty
an English goalkeeper on a free is probably a bit of a no-brainer. Just to, I mean, Ben Foster has actually said on his podcast about
he's a friggin' legend, man.
He did a podcast about leaving and said that he'd be happy to be back up to somebody.
Back up goalkeeper, absolutely.
And try and help out and stuff.
Andy Lonergan's just been offered a
well, let's calm down, man. You can't really, there's not you can't get a good title and thumbnail out of
Let's get Casper Ankergren back in then.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think we should get a backup goalkeeper and we should get a left back, but I don't think they're going to do either. But yeah, we'll have
back
to
up left back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Christensen can play over there as well if needs be.
Yeah.
If Aylin's playing it right back.
I think he's going to be an absolute monster.
He's going to be a headless chicken.
Cult hero, 100%.
Yeah. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be a mix.
Good pistol, the Colt.
Mix of Alioski and Pontus. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be like.
Hopefully not too much Pontus.
No, hopefully not too much.
Can't get enough Pontus.
Joke, I know. Lewis is
strapping.
If Rasmus shakes that tunnel, it's coming down, man.
Erasmus.
Definitely, it will. Anything anyone wants to leave us with? I'm conscious that it's been a great show tonight, by the way. We've had over 600 people.
600 people.
600 people.
God damn, this is the Lewis effect, man.
Yeah, it is.
Big boy now.
Big shout out to each and every one of them.
I wasn't here, so what do we make of the fixtures?
Happy, mate. No tough run really, apart from maybe the last 4.
I was going to say, I don't think we have a particularly bad run at any point.
No.
And hopefully by that last 4, we'll be safely mid-table.
I got scum at home after my birthday.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Hopefully we get 2 goals in 2 minutes again, mate.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable.
When I was watching it back, I was still in disbelief.
And who scored the goal?
Rodrigo.
Yeah, Rodrigo's nice and
I
cross.
couldn't even remember then,
Rodrigo's crossed that went in top bins.
He just thanked the heavens, yeah, man.
I was just in the... Oh, yeah, it was...
Someone put that on Twitter the other day and put, I can't believe how good of a finish this was.
Mate, the poor guy next to me went to the toilet for like, or he was getting like beers or something for the first 10 minutes and he missed all the action.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that clip? You know when Kovacic scored that volley where he was backpedaling and then just sort of karate kicked it and it hit the post and went in from the edge of the box? So Chelsea fan just on his phone like this earlier in the season. He was on, you know, on Match of the Day do that too good, too bad thing.
That's Lewis when he's vlogging.
He's like backpedaling and backpedaling and backpedaling. He just swings a leg at it and goes in the top corner. And there's a Chelsea fan just reading his phone there, thinking he's been played. He missed like Chelsea's goal of the season.
Wounded.
Wolves at home, their first game, such a championship opening fixture.
Hopefully it's winnable.
It just reminded me at Championship, like Wolves at home, first day of the season. It just reminded me of like 13th versus.
Would you rather that, or would you 17. Rather a Scum away or a Liverpool away? Like,
we've had Liverpool away, then we had Scum away, and now it is probably time to just like, all right.
I think it's a good start. What have we got? Wolves, Southampton, Chelsea, 9 points in the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Liverpool, though,
easy games.
right? Last 4 seasons. Champions on opening day every single time.
Yeah, someone worked out the odds for it, and it's almost impossible.
I think the first day is dodgy. I think they fix the first.
Is the EFL corrupt?
No, I think they do fix the first day, then go from there. Because there's no chance.
You can't just fix one of the games. I think they fixed one of the goals, and the rest is for
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think they manually decide who plays who the first day, and then. Go from there, because there's no way we get Scum away, fans back, first game Premier League, and it's Scum away. The chances they've done that purposely, man. No, and Liverpool getting champions at Championship all the time. I don't know what that's about, but that's dodgy. Norwich, Fulham, Leeds, not Norwich, Leeds, Fulham.
Norwich,
or Norwich, Leeds, Norwich, Fulham.
Norwich porridge.
But yeah. I think we covered everything.
Northern witches.
I'm happy.
Anything else?
With the northern bit. I think we covered it all,
Yeah, we have. It's been a fantastic show.
Covered it like a bed sheet from DFS. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
James has just been full of ad-libs for the past 15 minutes.
DFS just sells sofas.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I was hoping I'll make up on that.
Basically, one day JT will say something and I'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I've said that," and I'll have to ban him off the show or something. So we'll have to.
Well, he just did the Ronaldo Sue thing before, so that was.
I didn't even
comment on it. I left it.
I was going to comment and I left it. Yeah.
I let the chat do that. I didn't want to say. I didn't want to do him like that. I seen it and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill him."
What's wrong with that, huh?
Anyway,
listen,
there we go. Holy Ghost, my man. By the way, Rick.
Jeez,
Andy, whatever. I've been speaking.
That's what I call biblical.
My man reached out to me and sent me some amazing messages over the last 12 hours. Wearing the hat on the sleeve, saying about the content and that. So I just want to say as well, for you guys as well, because it'll be the same for you. We create a community, we build a community. It's the same faces week in, week out. Obviously, that gets added to it, but don't ever think this is one way. You get to watch us and, we have communities and all this sort of stuff. The reason I spend so much time doing this as well is for me, it's my release. It's my place of solace. It's my place where I get peace. And I'm not even playing with you there. For me to come on here and be able to talk football with these amazing lads when I'm just doing it on my own and talking to you in the comments. Not being straight though, genuinely. It gives you that sense of community, of being together, all that sort of stuff. So I just want to say, legends, each and every one of you. Holy Ghost, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for that message, and it's just amazing. And thank you for the super chat, man.
No, he is, and it is very true. It's amazing here. The happy spirit, shall we say, in the Leeds camp. I mean, shout out to yourself, man. You've been absolutely going ham. Yeah, you're a family man. You've got a lot going on, and you're here every day, week in, week out, reliable. So
still Barry Douglas' style, though.
Did you not
I was like, he put the picture up. I was like, all right, hold on.
That's just pure Primark
vibes, man. Shirt, man.
That's just pure Primark vibes.
Now, I will say, though, like a lot of people you can see are different on camera, off camera. But all I can speak for is these few lads here. Top guys off camera. Top guys. Except from Lewis, you know, he's really questionable. But, you know, something like that.
No, believe it or not, people, JT is like this on and off camera. People have to live with him like that as he is.
Oh man.
And we only have to speak to him for
my parents have hated me for
years. Every Wednesday night, but it's all right. It's good vibes.
Yeah, shout out Uncle. He watches all the shows, by the way. He's had to put up with me for years as well, man.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Max, what have you got coming over the next coming days on Leeds lately, mate?
Some more transfer chat. That's what there's to talk about at the moment. About that Raphinha bid and any developing news on that. That'll be out Friday, probably.
Friday. There you go.
Lewis, JT, what have you got coming up in the next 5 months?
Okay, go on.
I don't need to
next year.
Really, do I? I'm all right, mate. No,
January 2023.
I got best of Leeds fans of the season just gone, like the full thing, not just like limbs or chance. And then I'll probably just move on to like trying to get a game show and stuff out in the meantime.
Yeah, brilliant. Do you know what you should do as well? You should do one live one time, mate, if you can. I know
it won't work, man.
Yeah, no,
it'd be so
because you need to edit the graphics.
Yeah, like mate, you know how many times like when we did the chase or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, we need an hour and a half tops. We end up doing it like 3 hours because it's just stop start.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And the Takeshi's
I do want to do one
as well.
I want to do one with just like not celebs because you know it's good to do, but like it's just more hassle and it's more of a laugh with people that you know essentially as well. So it's like I want to do one with us, like the community again. But I want to do a different one, and I want.
Are you flirting with me?
I am, mate. It's your time, man. You made it big time now. You've made it to a big time.
To be fair, there is loads of game shows that could be adapted, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like Tenable and stuff like that, but we'll just have to have a play around with it. But it's off season, man.
That's
so
scary.
there's no real content other than transfers and all that.
That badge isn't Newcastle, is it?
It's saying like the white stripe and then the black, I think.
I like the little white stripe. If you look closely enough, you won't be able to see it on this, but there's the Yorkshire Rose and that behind it. I think it's quite sweet.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I don't see that being Newcastle.
I think it's sexy. Yeah,
I think it's nice. Yeah, I think it.
I just see the white thing is the Leeds logo, LUFC thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, nice.
I just see Joe.
Yeah, just Joe.
Yeah. Great stuff. Well. Listen.
Well, what are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, funny you are. Tomorrow, South Stand signings. Remember the name, mate. There is a hell of a lot of stuff that is going to be happening in the next couple of hours. I can see it, I can smell it, I can hear it, I can taste it. Boy, there's a hell of a lot going on. And you don't want to miss it. Tomorrow morning, South Stand signings. Be there or be square, baby.
He knows how to sell himself. Or not sell himself.
What are you trying to call me a prostitute? What's going on here, man?
Why does it always go? There's something sexual, man.
Yeah, big shout out Ollie
It's
Ward as well.
You were the one showing us your
Ollie Ward's been
Amazon
watching
packages
a
earlier.
message just saying it's been a class stream, so big shout out Ollie Ward as
Big
well.
up Ollie, man.
Shout out to you.
He's got a job at BBC as well, so I need to keep them connections for when he makes it big time.
Gang business.
Yeah. But great guy, Ollie Ward. Big shout out. As for myself, folks, thanks for asking. I know you just did there, JT. Fair play. I'll be giving a little state of play on Raphinha, and then we'll also have another video dropping on your man Cody Gakpo as well. So there'll be 2 videos out tomorrow, and then on Friday, of course, lunchtime, I'll be getting with James Marshman of Team Talk, and we'll be just chatting all the latest rumours. I don't know what JT's mumbling, but whatever he's mumbling, it'll just be BS anyway. So
it's literally just been non-stop ad-libs for past 20 minutes.
Anyway.
Either he's tired or he's bored or he's just, I don't know what it is, but I
ADHD.
in my ear, man. In my ear, all I've heard like, someone's talking. Mate, trust
I actually do, but that's by the by.
All I can hear is JT.
That's by the by. What's that going to do with the pressure
Joe
bacon?
could be talking about something and you'll say JT back going, on the moon. Yeah, on the moon.
On the moon.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
On the moon?
Oh, yeah. But it's not random, man. It could be all. Like,
No.
He'd be talking about...
They're hilarious jokes is what they are. You're just not picking up on them. Yeah. They're really funny. Yeah.
Jack loves you as well. He keeps saying you're the
does
most
he? I love you,
elite
Jack,
here.
man.
Yeah, big shout out,
I love
Jack.
you, my
big
brother.
shout out, Jack. Fair play. You're the most elite.
Jack of all
This
trades.
will now be officially the last time you will see JT on the midweek fix.
It's been a good blast, boys. He's going to be replaced by Sex God.
2.0. 2.0. Don't forget that. Right, okay, folks, we're going to leave it there before JT says something that he regrets. Make sure you join us next week on Wednesday, probably the same time. Make sure you check out Max at Leeds Lady, JT at JT Live, and of course, Lewis at LUFC Lewis. Yeah, we'll see you in a bit, and thanks for all the